across the fields, the tolling of the iron bell calls to faith until that knees. I hear the softly spoken magic spell.
Well, I had the great good fortune to see Brit Floyd again a few days ago. They put on a great show. I will try to add a little video at the beginning of this. Hopefully I'll be able to get that to work. But I thought this was a good time to do a follow-up to my music, AI, and SF video. This topic have political actions harmed science fiction, music, and all other media. I'm going to do a quick review of recording media and a little bit of history of music here. Of course, I did just go see Brit Floyd, and I have studied Pink Floyd for quite some time. Not to say I'm an ultimate expert or anything. And just a little brief history of my albums that I've had for many years, going back to the mid-1960s. You guys have seen a few of these before. Here we have the Rascals' Greatest Hits, The Best of Cream, Led Zeppelin II, my Green River album, Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is a great album. We've got Steppenwolf Live, 1969 as well. It's actually a 2-record set. ZZ Top, about 1972 or 73, can't remember exactly when. And then we have Creedence Greatest Hits. Now this was what was available to me at the time. We had record players. Shortly after the record players came the video cassettes, Roy Orbison, another Steppenwolf. Here we have the Moody Blues, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Rust Never Sleeps, another great album. I had most of these on vinyl as well, but I moved on with the technology. Leonard Skinner, Gold and Platinum. After that, the cassettes, we moved to laser discs for a while, and then there was a huge movement to CDs. Chuck Berry, Otis Redding, Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Of course, I have this on vinyl as well, most of these. And Machine Head. Unfortunately, my Machine Head album got destroyed when the kids were young. A little bit of Guess Who. And of course, this is the Metallica Black album. I thought they were going to be the next Led Zeppelin. Here we have Pearl Jam, pretty good one, and Muse. Now this Muse has a great bunch of music on it, and I really enjoy Muse. So that's where we are there, and I will kind of just talk about what is going on with music right now and the concerns that I have had for 30 years. Well, I'll go over this a little bit first. You know, obviously throughout history, talented and gifted people have been creating music and still could be with properly run economies. There used to be thousands of independent music, book, radio and TV stations, newspapers, magazines, all media. National Geographic sold out to a monopoly back around 2012, as I recall, and it's never been the same. With Outlaw Bookseller's videos on SF in music, and I was reading the comments there and from some other folks who have been discussing this, I felt this was a good time to continue this discussion. Media consolidation regarding SF began in the late 1960s, as certain topics and writing styles became favored by the publishers. However, there were still a few independent-thinking publishers in the business. Asimov's magazine, 1977 to 1982, under George Sithers particularly. Asimov's continued to publish good stuff throughout the 1980s. Then, of course, Del Rey Books through about 1990, 1975 or so through 1990. Under Lester Del Rey and Judy Lynn at Ballantine. Baen Books, and there were also a few attempts at restoring the sense of wonder through new startup magazines, particularly in the late 80s. So now this same situation has occurred in music and everything else in media, as monopoly has become more and more prevalent and is actually the norm. The monopoly issue really accelerated in the United States in 1996 as the U.S. government, over the strenuous objections of millions of Americans, me included, yes, I did go picket and protest, passed the Telecommunications Act of 1996, which essentially eliminated the very anti-media monopoly Communications Act of 1934. Under the Communications Act of 1934, all big corporations who owned media were not allowed to buy anymore. Now, this act in 1996 allowed wealthy transnational media and other corporations to indiscriminately buy up all of their competitors' media outlets, which had been illegal from 1934 until 1996. I've got a guy named Rick Beato who has been in the media industry for a long time, and he has a very knowledgeable video on this topic, and I would really recommend it to everybody. Longtime music industry veteran Rick Beato and another music industry figure explain the current situation in that industry and how the Telecommunications Act of 1996 affected that industry, and why new music creativity or bands are virtually non-existent, and they are. This is outside the problems caused by electronics and AI use in music, and has affected every media mechanism: print, newspapers, magazines, textbooks, fiction, fact, textbooks, TV, radio, film, literally everything. I've got a URL to Rick's great discussion there, and he goes through what has happened to music, and we can all see it since the late 1990s and early 2000s. There have been hardly any new bands coming along, and the music is really just controlled by a couple of huge, gigantic corporations. So this is from an old Wikipedia comment on the actual page on concentration of media ownership, and they discuss the U.S. Telecommunications Act of 1996. Here it is. I'll just read part of it. Concentration of media ownership, also known as media consolidation, also refers to the view that the majority of the major media outlets are owned by a proportionately small number of conglomerates and corporations. In that sense, the term media consolidation is used especially by those who view such consolidation as sociologically detrimental, dangerous, or problematic, which it clearly is. This term may refer to states of oligopoly or monopoly in a given media industry, or to the sociological significance of the proportionately low number of mass media or mainstream media conglomerates. When media ownership is concentrated in one or more of the ways mentioned above, a number of undesirable consequences follow, including the following. Commercially driven ultra-powerful mass-market media is primarily loyal to sponsors. Advertisers, in other words, advertisers and government rather than the public interest. If only a few companies representing the interest of a minority elite control the public airwaves of 300 million U.S. citizens, calling them public airwaves is only lip service. Healthy market-based competition is absent, leading to slower innovation and increased prices. Well, no kidding. We haven't had no innovation in music for 20 years. I won't read the rest of it. It will all be included in my book review here. It's not really a book review. It's everything review. And I'm going to go on through that, and I will end up with this. This is my writing here. The internet, since 1996, has provided opportunities for diversity in news media, but has not been as successful in many other areas. The quote above is from a Wikipedia entry on this subject about 2008. Now, this entry was replaced years ago with a much, it just basically doesn't say anything. So this one was much better. So at any rate, that's what I have for today. And we need to get creativity and unleash all the people with musical talent. Look at everything that happened between, 1945 and 1996. People can create great music. They just don't have the opportunity to do so anymore. That's all I have for today. I hope everybody has a great time, and we need to get this under control. Thanks a lot.